step into the arena, RCMP plus. It's not luck, it's logic. Bang, that's a power bomb move right there. Light it up, baby, because that's fantasy fireworks. Buckets, baby. Ain't no rivalry like an RCMP rivalry. From stats to smack talk, where trash talk meets true talk. It's not just fantasy, it's legacy.
What's good, RCMP plus Fantasy Hoops Nation? I'm Tommy Douglas, here with my guy PG-13, and welcome back to another episode of Courtside Chaos. We are officially through Week 5, and man, this league is starting to cook. Rivalries are real, standings are tightening, divisions are heating up, and a couple GMs might be asleep at the wheel, literally.
Yeah, Tommy, I don't know what happened this week. We had big performances, big collapses, wild scoring swings, and some playoff-level matchups. And we're heading into a short week, no games on Thanksgiving, and the start of 6 straight weeks of divisional warfare. This is where seasons are made, or broken.
East versus West tension is rising too. 3 of the top 4 overall teams are in the East, but the West? The West is a knife fight. Every team except Ballers is 1 win away from each other. It's tight, it's sweaty, it's stressful just how we like it.
And speaking of Ballers, bro, almost forgot to start LeBron James on opening night for Week 5. You can't make this stuff up.
It's gonna be a storyline until he gets a win. The real question now is, who's going to be the first team to lose to Ballers? We'll get to it. But first, let's recap what went down in Week 5, because it was big. Let's kick off the breakdown with the heavyweight bout. King Cobras versus 2 balls, 1 hoop. 2 balls, 1 hoop takes it 1,265 to 930.
Yeah, that one wasn't close at all. 2 balls, 1 hoop looked like the best team in the East, and maybe the whole league. Giannis did Giannis things, Derek White was smooth, and Kobe White continues to be the sneaky glue guy.
King Cobras were flat. Paolo struggled. Trey wasn't himself, and that depth didn't save them this week.
Next up, Power Bombers get a massive 1,616 to 1,202 win over Alphas. SGA went nuclear, 233 points, 3rd best of the entire week. Franz cooked, Duran dominated boards, and even the rookies chipped in. This looked like the true Power Bombers form we expected.
Meanwhile, the Alphas, man. Booker was solid, LaMelo was erratic, and the rotation just didn't click. They needed a ceiling week and didn't get it. Guardians win 1,140 to 983 over Jokic the GOAT. Guardians were solid, but not spectacular. Maxey carried the week 259 points, 2nd highest overall. Jalen Williams did his job. Sarr stepped up.
Jokic the GOAT though. Bro, this team is asleep at the wheel. Players sitting on the bench, lineups not set, points left everywhere. They can't afford weeks like this in the East. Dunkin' Donuts win 1,195 to 928 over Padfoot Toes. Dunkin' Donuts got a strong week from Brunson and Mobley, and the depth finally clicked. Padfoot struggled without Curry going full flamethrower mode.
Here's the big storyline. Z Tigers win 1,230 to 1,096 over Pinguinis. Z Tigers went from one of the lowest scoring teams early in the season to suddenly one of the top scoring teams in Week 5. Harden, Ant, Cooper Flag, Jalen Green all humming at once.
Pinguinis tried to hang in there, but KD and Wemby alone can't win every matchup. They're gonna need more depth with Harrow still out.
Notre Dame time wins 1,416 to 1,100 over Ballers. This was supposed to be the Ballers, maybe the curse breaks this week moment.
Nope. And it almost started worse because Ballers nearly forgot to put LeBron in on opening night.
Jokic put up 280, the top score of Week 5, and he still couldn't carry ballers close enough. Too many injuries, too many IR residents, not enough roster moves.
Meanwhile, Notre Dame time is quietly rolling. Fox and Vucevic steady. Jalen Johnson is a monster. The new additions helped, and they stay at 4-1, tied for the best record in the league.
All right, PG. Let's talk monsters of the week, the guys who straight up took souls in week 5.
The Joker did Joker things. Full supernova. Triple doubles like their push-ups. The ballers needed a miracle, he gave them mythology. Didn't matter. The rest of the team didn't show.
It's a bad sign when your star puts up the most points in the entire league and you still lose by 300 plus. Pain. Maxey was cooking every night. The shots falling, he's pushing pace, and Guardians rode that wave right to 3-2. He's quietly having an all-NBA fantasy season.
And the best part? Zero drama. No weird sit-outs, no load management. The man just hoops. This dude is the definition of efficient dominance. SGA carried Power Bombers to their huge 1,616 explosion week. Top 5 player, no doubt.
When Shy goes nuclear, Power Bombers turn into a legit title threat, and week 5 was one of those weeks. Now, before we look ahead, we gotta talk conferences, because the RCMP Plus landscape is getting spicy. Look at this split, PG.
Oh yeah, the East? It has 3 of the top 4 teams record-wise, 2 balls, 1 hoop, Guardians, King Cobras, but don't get it twisted. The West is absolute war.
Facts. The West might not have the shiny records at the top, but top to bottom, every single team except the Ballers is basically 1 win apart. Anybody can swing up or slide down instantly.
And that's what makes the next stretch so serious. We're entering 6 straight weeks of divisional warfare, East versus East, West versus West, and this is where standings start locking in.
And we gotta talk about the big questions circulating around the league. Who will be the first team to lose to the Ballers?
They've got Jokic dropping 280. They finally remembered to start LeBron on opening night. This team is too talented to be 0-5. But until they prove it, the entire league is looking at that matchup like blood in the water.
And speaking of proving something, West Conference leader Notre Dame time is 4-1. But right behind them, you've got Power Bombers and Z Tigers ready to pounce. It's tight, it's messy, and every game counts.
Meanwhile, in the East, 2 balls, 1 hoop and Guardians look like the early favorites. King Cobras right behind. And Dunkin' Donuts creeping up after that Austin Reeves heater.
Bottom line, the East has the star power at the top. But the West is the conference where nobody is safe. All right, folks, week 5 was chaos. Matchups all over the place, benches left full, guys forgetting to set lineups. Joe Keithagoat, we're looking at you and a whole lot of movement in the standings. PG, let's run it.
2 balls, 1 hoop keeps the East looking dominant. Giannis and Kobe White came through clutch, and they take down the King Cobras by over 300. Cobra's missing Trey for stretches absolutely killed their tempo.
King Cobras better wake up because next week, Power Bombers. And that matchup has serious history. SGA with 233 points. A monster week. And the Power Bombers offense is finally clicking again. They drop the highest score of week 5.
Alphas hung around early, but they got crushed on the back half of the week. Zach, Eddie, and Booker were solid, but SGA going nuclear ended this one fast. Look, Joe Keithagoat is asleep at the wheel. Guys sitting on the bench. Free points left everywhere. You can't do that against a top-tier team.
And the Guardians take advantage like a real contender should. Tyrese Maxey drops 259, second best performance of the entire week. Dunkin' Donuts is starting to get momentum. Brunson, Mobley, and now Moses Moody joining the squad, nice moves, and a convincing win.
Padfoot is struggling. Sabonis and Curry can only carry so much. The depth just isn't scoring. This was personal. Pinguinis avoided the Tigers in last year's playoffs, not today. James Harden drops a 250 bomb and Z Tigers take the W.
Wemby and Sengun gave Pinguinis a chance, but KD went cold, and that was the difference. Tigers are now 3-2 and rising. Ballers! Listen, y'all almost forgot to start LeBron on opening night. You can't spot points when you're 0-4.
And Jokic drops 280 number one scoring performance this week, and you still lose by 316. That's rough.
But props to Notre Dame time. Luka, Fox, and the new pickup Derek Queen all showed up. This team is legit. All right, folks. Week 6 is loaded. We've got rivalry games, division clashes, and the first real shakeups coming before Thanksgiving shuts the lights off for a day. PG, let's set the stage.
This is the one. Power Bombers versus King Cobras. SGA versus Donovan Mitchell. Franz versus Paolo. Both teams 3-2. Both teams fighting for playoff seeding and division pride.
This is East versus West at its peak. The Cobras are 3-2, but they've been slipping. The Power Bombers are heating up at the exact right time. And remember, this is the matchup a lot of people thought would be last season's finals. The Guardians have been cruising to a 4-1 record. But this is different.
Z Tigers are 3-2. Harden just dropped to 250. Edwards is cooking. And Cooper Flag keeps leveling up. Maxey versus Ant is going to be a show.
If Guardians want to prove they belong with the elite, this is the game.
2 balls, 1 hoop at 4-1, sitting on top of the East. The Alphas, 2-3, but explosive. Booker, Cat, Scotty, LaMelo. Any one of them can swing a matchup.
But Giannis might be the best safety valve in the league right now. If Alphas want a statement win, this is the week. Ballers are 0-5, and we said it earlier. Somebody will be the first victim. Jokic just dropped 280. That's unfair.
Dunkin' Donuts is tricky though. Brunson, Mobley, and now Moody joining the rotation. They're deeper than people think.
But if Ballers are ever gonna steal one, this is a real chance.
Pinguinis didn't want this matchup in last year's playoffs. Now they're forced into it, and Joki Thagoat is 1-4, and leaving points on the bench.
This is strength versus chaos. Wemby and Sengun should feast if Joki Thagoat actually sets his lineup.
Notre Dame time is rolling at 4-1. Padfoot Toes is 1-4 and slipping.
But this is the kind of matchup Padfoot steals every year. Sabonis, Curry, Jimmy still a terrifying trio.
And don't forget, division warfare starts now. Next 6 weeks, decide who survives.
All right, folks. Welcome back to RCMP plus Fantasy Hoops, and it's time for our playoff picture check-in. We're 5 weeks deep. Conference battles are heating up, and the bracket is finally starting to take shape. So let's lay it all out for everyone at home.
Yeah, Tommy. The standings are starting to reveal who's for real and who's fighting for their playoff lives. And with 6 straight weeks of divisional warfare on the horizon, everything is about to change fast.
The East is stacked, man. You've got 3 teams sitting at 4-1 or 3-2, and the big surprise? 2 balls, 1 hoop, and Guardians are holding down the top 2 overall seeds in the entire league.
The East is crazy because the top 3 teams would all be playoff squads if the season ended today. And the Guardians, bro, this is their first real test coming up when they face the Z Tigers. That's a heavyweight matchup.
Plus, the 2 balls, 1 hoop versus King Cobra's beef is brewing. King Cobras are slipping a bit at 3-2, and 2 balls, 1 hoop is looking like they want that first round bye locked up.
Now let's jump to the West, where everything is chaos. The West is the tighter conference, even though the East has the better records. Over there, nobody is out of it except, well, Ballers. Everyone else is within 1 game of each other.
The whole West playoff picture is a war zone. NDT sits up top at 4-1. But look how fast things can flip. Power Bombers, Z Tigers, and Pinguinis are all 3-2-1 win away from the Hashon seed, or 1 loss from falling out of the bracket.
And you've got the Ballers at 0-5. The big question now is, who will be the first team to lose to the Ballers? Every GM is circling that matchup like it's a trap game. Power Bombers sneaking into that 4 spot is big, especially with the finals rematch that never was coming this week. Power Bombers versus King Cobras.
Plus, Z Tigers versus Guardians, a true East versus West prove-it game. And don't forget, Notre Dame Time versus Padfoot Toes, the classic Giant versus Chaos wildcard match. Here's what makes this playoff picture special. The next 6 weeks are nothing but division games. That means every matchup is a 2-point swing. Rivalries matter. Trash talk matters. And one bad week can drop you from the top seed to out of the bracket.
And with Thanksgiving creating a short week, upsets are coming. Somebody's season is about to get flipped upside down.
PG, always a pleasure breaking down the chaos with you.
You too, TD. We want to thank everyone for tuning in to RCMP Plus Fantasy Hoops. Make sure you subscribe, leave us a 5-star review unless you're from Courtside Chaos, in which case, leave us a 1-star and we'll trash talk you back next week. Follow us on social media for all the midweek FAAB chatter and trade block rumors.
That's right. Check your league settings, check those injuries, and good luck in week 6.
And remember our motto: waiver wires are won on Monday. Championships are won in March. Keep putting in the work.